It's been a minute since the basketball world found out that the San Antonio Spurs would be picking first in this year's NBA draft, which we all know it's going to be Victor Wembanyama, and a lot of sports shows have already talked about their reaction on the topic, but what caught my attention was Nick Wright and Chris Bouchard's take on the expectations for Wemby this upcoming season.
A number of executives tell me that they believe Wembenyama could be the best player in the NBA by the third season in the league.
This is not fair, and this is not realistic. Wemby is the most fascinating prospect I've ever seen.
With these expectations, if he's Anthony Davis, that's a disappointment.
Right, but no, with these expectations, if he's Shaq or Duncan, it's a disappointment.
No,
it is.
They
expect him to be the best player in the league by year 3.
Okay, these are my expectations for him. I'm not gonna go GOAT conversation. If he's Kevin Durant, if he's Hakeem Olajuwon, he has not met expectations.
Okay, well that's why the expectations
his
are too high.
expectations are to have a career like LeBron, Jordan, Duncan, Shaq, or Kareem. That's what the expectations are.
Well, then they're too high.
How are they too high?
Bruh.
First of all, I agree with Nick Wright 100% on this one. Those are unbelievably high expectations for any rookie. In fact, here's a quote from Tom Tolberg in the 03 draft, referring to how we should manage our expectations for LeBron.
The only way he fails is if he fails to meet our expectations. I would just say this to the fans and the media: let's not create LeBron's legacy. Let him create one for himself.
And the same could be said for Victor this year. So as a Spurs fan, what should we expect from our team's next centerpiece? Be honest, Victor will become a top 10 active player in a few years, and we all have a feeling that the Spurs are in no rush to get there, so
Should they be the team that calls about Chris Paul?
no crazy win now moves, at least for this season, which the Spurs would probably use to see which of the pieces they have complement him the best, polish up his weakness like his turnovers and shot selections from 3. And I know this might sound boring for a team that's drafting the next generational talent to enter the NBA, but it is absolutely necessary for the next couple of years because Victor is still growing into his body. We might not even see him play more than 70 games in his rookie campaign. Think about it. This past season, the Spurs had 26 games in back-to-backs. With the risk that Wemby faces as an above 7-foot prospect, the Spurs may sit him out some games to maximize the recovery time, and this guy already sleeps 10 hours minimum to do so. Shows how dedicated Victor and his inner circle are to his health before even making the NBA. Winning games is not the priority this year. It may be the end goal, but that's a few seasons away. This season is about developing him and his teammates, so let's not take this quote from the big man too literal. And if it doesn't convince you, then what if I told you that the last number 1 pick, who was taller than 7'3", that played at least 80 games per year in his first 3 seasons, never played 80 games in a season again, and would be derailed by foot and leg injuries till he retired? Yeah, that was Yao Ming, the last great foreign big man to go first overall. And yes, although they are greatly different players, the same can be said for today's game. Players move more, run more, screen more. Victor's health is the biggest factor for him meeting any expectations, let alone the one from the start of the video. So, I hope you go into next season with not as high as an expectation for Victor. Let's all just watch the games he plays and show us what he's got. We're definitely going to see amazing highlights from him without a doubt, and he will win Rookie of the Year, injuries aside. Are you expecting our supernova to blast in the NBA in year 1? Who do you think would be his biggest rival for ROI? For me, I think it's Chet, since he missed his rookie season. So that'd be interesting, and the two are in the same division. Anyway, glad you stopped by. Consider subscribing for more Wemby and Spurs content. Already have a video on the works, a list for Wemby's rookie year, but with less narrative. Hope you all enjoy your day, and till the next time.